Alright, so I'll show you a row start to finish. I've got my board here already installed, which you totally cannot see at all. Well, forget it. Forget it. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I do have to cut it. 1, 2, 3. I guess it is my short row. Anyway, as long as you're right here, let me show you how this is done. So obviously, this board is going to continue past the end of the floor. So what we need to do is mark it and cut it. I'm going to show you a tiling technique. Take your piece that you want to cut and put it on the last piece you put down. Okay, make sure it's aligned perfectly. Then, grab another board, full-size board. You know, in a television studio, this would have all been ready to go, but this is not a television studio. Anyway, so you have your board you're going to cut right here. Take a full board and run it to where it's supposed to go. So come down here, and with laminate you want to make sure that the end of the material comes to the end of the material, not necessarily the end of the tongue. So once you feel that you've got it right, come back here and you'll notice that it stops at a certain point on this board that we want to cut. So this is the point where we make our mark. It's too bad we're not left-handed. That would be fun. So I've made a mark, and as you can see, that mark is this far from the end, which when you put the board here, you will see. You'll see it's right where it's supposed to be. Anyway, that's something that I use when I'm tiling, and it also works for laminate floor. So now I'm going to go cut it, which I suppose I can show you. I don't have my saw up there because then I would have a bunch of sawdust all over the place, and that's just irritating. I have my saw down here, and I have this ladder placed right in the way so that I couldn't possibly cut the board. Okay, so bring your board down. Oh, I wonder if I could cut my camera. So line up your board and make the cut. Without the camera now. So, here's the piece you need, but bring this piece as well, because this will be, well, if it were a little longer, it'll be the beginning of the next row. I don't know if there's a minimum length you want the start of your next row, but I don't think I have a minimum length, so I'm going to use it for the next row. So I'll set this here for now. And before I forget where this goes, I'll bring it down here and start a row. It is a little short, but I mean, I would just be wasting material if I didn't use it, so it'll all work out okay in the end. So then take your piece, put it in the groove, slide it all the way down. Do it a little more gently than I just did. Camera's not cooperating. So I just broke the corner of that thing off. Anyway, slide it down gingerly. What is going on? Gingerly. Beat it into submission. Eventually, it clicks into place. See? So yeah, what I did is I just managed to bugger that corner just a little bit. So, anyway, so yeah, your piece ends up there. Everything's great.